anything about him and Mac and different styles and maybe what you can do with those two back there?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're dynamic guys that can run the ball. We want to run the ball, so when you have tailbacks of that quality, that really helps you.
How much different are there? Is there a big difference between the two and their styles, Steve?
Yeah, they're different. I mean, they're different. Montel's got a little bit more power. But Matt is relentless. He's just such a competitor, and they're a good 1-2 punch. Matt's really good in that spread run game concept. And Montel's, is a real strong power runner as well. So I mean, I like their approach. I like their work ethic. I like what they've done. They've had a very productive camp.
Steve, a couple weeks into camp, what's the biggest difference you've seen with this group of kids than last year's camp, last year's group of kids?
Well, just the diversity we have on offense right now. We're running the offense that I want to run, as opposed to trying to get the most out of what, because guys were trained a certain way, and so I just didn't want to disrupt everything last year. I wanted to ease stuff in, but do what they knew well, try to win as many games as we could win. Now we're in our offense. We're doing what we want to do, and that's what you're looking for. You got the right quarterbacks for the style of plays and offense that you want to run.
Probably some culture shock from some of the kids last year, the classmen coming in and what you wanted to do. Do you sense more of a comfort level of what you want to do now from these kids?
You know what, I got to tell you, last year those kids were awesome. One thing about those guys, they accepted us right from the beginning, and there was no resistance. I mean, that was what was great. That's why we won 9 games and won our bowl game. Because that class right there, those were some great dudes that really worked hard, really bought in. 0 resistance last year. That's why we won. The difference now is, a year into it now, they know the system better, and that helps. That's an advantage for these kids right now, as opposed to last year. They're trying to learn everything: system, approach, style, everything.
You haven't played a Big East game yet, Steve. Is there an attitude difference? Is there a sense now that we've moved up into the big time that we're in a different conference? Nothing against the MAC per se, but when you've moved up in status, do the kids feel on that?
I mean, they certainly know that. But I think that we go really hard, and that we went really hard last year. We go really hard. Nothing's changed from that standpoint. I think they just understand that every game is going to be a battle. Every game, and they understand it. They're not looking down. Teams have a tendency, where you are, they'll find those teams they think they should win. Our kids understand that every game is going to be a battle, and that's the way it is. And we're going to have to learn how to fight, and that's why. We constantly stress it every day. What's our edge? How do we find our edge? Because we need an edge. And we need to find a way to be 1 point greater than the other team each week. And that's not going to be easy.
So despite 9 wins last year and a bowl win, you're still always looking for that edge?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not to be cliche-ish, but really what we did last year has just got no meaning right now. This is a new team, a new year, a new schedule, new opponents. I mean, it just doesn't factor in. So, sweating in your microphone here, but it's a new year, and last year just doesn't have any impact on us.
You talk about Montel, the player. Can you speak of him as the person, Montel the person?
Yeah, man, he's just been a great kid. He's got a great sense of humor, works really hard, very accountable. You don't have to tell him too many things twice. He operates and handles himself like a veteran player.
How did the guys welcome him when he first came in?
I think really well, because I think he kept his mouth shut and he just worked hard. That's usually the secret for that formula right there, right? It's just keep your mouth shut and let your work ethic and your actions speak for you. He did that, and so obviously the guys are going to accept that. That's universal.
I heard Malcolm Jean.
Good. Yeah, Malcolm decided that it was in his best interest maybe to. I think he's going to try to step down and go to a lower level, and once he's only got 1 year of football left, and he'd like to assure himself an opportunity to, be able to get more reps.
Were you surprised at that decision, considering he was going to fight for a starting job?
I mean, everyone's fighting for a starting job, but his reps were dwindling, and that's the way that is.
Was he running with the twos behind Dion? Who steps in his place?
It's a big shuffle. We're good. You got C.J. Hammond, Dion. You got young guy Cleve Urban showing up. You've got Whitfield. We have no shortage of receivers right now. We're pretty deep there. I wish we had that same depth on the O-line. That'd be good.
I know he's running with the third team, and he's a freshman, but Ramon DeLoach. I mean, just physically looks like Shannon Sharp out there. And it looks like he's, again, from what we see, he doesn't get thrown to a lot, but he just physically stands out. Where is he right now?
I think he's got a great future. He just has to learn what he's doing. He's got to learn his plays. He's got to learn the tempo. He's got to learn all this. He's going to too. I think. Love him. You know, just not ready yet.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Steve.